Welcome back. Before we start, I want you to do one thing for me. Don't skip this next part, because it's the only math problem in this video, and it's the one that actually matters. I'm going to show you exactly how many years you have left. Not an estimate, a number. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. If you're 30 years old right now, and you live to the average age, you have roughly 18,000 days left. That sounds like a lot until I tell you the second number. You've already used 60% of your entire conscious life, not 60% of your time on Earth. 60% of every day you'll ever get to actually experience. This video isn't going to comfort you. The Stoics didn't do comfort. They did clarity, and clarity is more useful than comfort every single time. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why most people waste the majority of their conscious years without ever noticing it happening, and the specific Stoic framework Seneca used 20 centuries ago to stop it from happening to him. Stay until the end, because the final section contains an exercise that takes 4 minutes and will change how you see this entire week. Seneca wrote an entire essay on this exact problem. It's called On the Shortness of Life, and the opening line still stuns people 2,000 years later. He said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Here's what he meant. Life isn't short. It's long enough if you actually use it. The problem isn't the length of your life. It's how much of it gets stolen from you by things that don't matter. Let's do the real math. If you sleep 8 hours a day, that's a third of your life gone to unconsciousness immediately. Of the time you're awake, the average person spends nearly 7 hours a day on a screen. Do that math across a 70-year lifespan, and you're looking at over 15 solid years spent looking at a rectangle. 15 years. Not 15 years of nothing. 15 years that could have been spent building something, learning something, being somewhere else entirely. Seneca's argument wasn't that entertainment is evil. His argument was that most people are so busy avoiding their own lives that they never notice how much of it has already passed. Here's the part that should actually worry you. This waste doesn't feel like waste while it's happening. It feels like relaxing. It feels like a break you deserve. It feels completely normal. That's because your brain doesn't register lost time the way it registers lost money. If someone stole $100 from your wallet, you'd notice instantly and you'd be furious. But if an app is engineered specifically to take 2 hours of your evening every single day, using dopamine loops that companies spend millions of dollars perfecting, you won't notice because it never feels like theft. It feels like choice. Marcus Aurelius understood this exact trap without ever seeing a phone. He wrote that men give away their money and belongings to whoever asks, but they never think of their time as something worth guarding the same way, even though time is the only truly irreplaceable thing they own. Money lost can be earned back. A wasted afternoon is gone permanently. There is no refund, no second version of today, and yet almost everyone protects their wallet more carefully than they protect their hours. There's a second, quieter way time disappears, and this one is more painful to admit. Waiting. Waiting to feel ready. Waiting for the right moment. Waiting until things calm down. Until you have more money. Until you're less tired. Until conditions are perfect. Seneca called this living as if you had infinite time in reserve, when in reality, you're spending your actual, finite life on the act of waiting itself. The years spent preparing to live are still years. They still count. They still leave your body permanently once they're gone. Think about how many years you've personally spent in that holding pattern, waiting for a relationship to feel safe enough to commit fully, waiting for a business idea to feel less risky, waiting for confidence to arrive before starting something you actually care about. Here's the uncomfortable Stoic truth. Confidence doesn't arrive before action. It arrives after it, built from the evidence that you survived doing the thing you were afraid of. If you're waiting to feel ready, you've built your entire timeline around a feeling that was never going to show up on its own. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, fought wars for most of his adult life, and buried more of his own children than most people can imagine losing. He had every excuse in the world to postpone living fully until conditions improved. Conditions never improved. Rome was in near constant crisis for his entire reign, so he built a specific daily practice instead of waiting for a better moment. Every morning, before doing anything else, he reminded himself explicitly that today might be his only remaining day, and he used that reminder not to panic, but to prioritize ruthlessly. He asked one question, and it's the same question you can ask yourself starting today. If this were genuinely my last day, would I still be doing what I'm currently doing? Not everything fails that test. Feeding your family, doing meaningful work, resting your body, these survive the question easily, but an enormous amount of what fills a normal day does not survive it. Scrolling, arguing with strangers online, watching something you don't even enjoy because it's easier than deciding what you actually want. The Stoic exercise isn't about romanticizing death. It's about using mortality as a filter that strips away the things you'd never choose if you were actually paying attention to how limited your supply of days really is. Here's the exercise I promised you, and it takes exactly 4 minutes. Don't do it later. Do it right now, or write it down so you actually come back to it today, not eventually. Take a piece of paper, draw 90 boxes, 10 rows of 9. Each box represents 1 year of an average lifespan. Now shade in every box representing a year you've already lived. Look at what's left. That's not a metaphor. That's the literal remaining inventory of your conscious existence, assuming an average lifespan, which isn't even guaranteed. Most people who do this exercise report the same reaction. The shaded portion is larger than they expected, and the blank portion is smaller than they expected. That gap between expectation and reality is exactly what Seneca was trying to close 2,000 years ago. Most people live as if the blank boxes are infinite. They are specifically, precisely, brutally not infinite. Now write one sentence next to the remaining boxes, not a resolution, not a 5-year plan, just one honest sentence about what you'd stop tolerating if you actually believed that grid was real. Because it is real. You just haven't been looking at it. Here's what all of this adds up to. Time isn't short because life is inherently brief. Time is short because most of it gets spent on autopilot, stolen by systems engineered to take it, or handed away willingly while waiting for permission to actually start living. Seneca's entire argument, boiled down to one sentence, is this: you are not entitled to more time. You are only entitled to what you do with the time you're currently spending right now while watching this. Marcus Aurelius didn't get more time than anyone else. He got the same 24 hours everyone gets. The difference wasn't the quantity available to him. It was that he refused to let it disappear unnoticed, the way most people do for years at a stretch, without ever once doing the math. If those 90 boxes changed how you see this week, that was the entire point of this video. You don't get the blank ones back by watching another video about time. You get them back by closing this one and using the next hour differently than you would have otherwise. I'll see you in the next one. Don't wait too long to come back.